Hi everybody, my name is Gene Marks, and good news, the Wasp State of Small Business Survey has just been released, looking out to where small business owners like me, like you, where we're going, what things are on our minds, what things are going to be happening throughout 2015, and I have some interesting news to report about it. Number one is that most small business owners, and by the way, 1,000 small business owners were surveyed by WASP to make up these results. Most of them, in fact, 56% of the small business owners surveyed are planning for revenue growth in 2015, which is great news. Certainly better news than some previous surveys going back to 2008 and 2009 in the recession. We're clearly in a growth mode, and that's good news for all of us. Not only that, 29% of the small business owners that were surveyed are expecting a revenue growth of 5% or more in 2015. So that's fantastic news. Most small business owners that I'm speaking to, my clients, kind of mirrors what I'm seeing in this report. That's basically saying that small businesses are somewhat optimistic about 2015 and looking for good growth throughout the year. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't have challenges, and we certainly do. There were at least 4 big challenges that were identified in the WASP State of Small Business report that all small businesses are facing as we go into 2015. So see if this sounds familiar to you. Number one is revenue growth. Even though most of us are predicting and forecasting that next year will be a good growth year for us, we're still kind of worrying about where that growth is going to come from, what marketing we need to do, where new customers are going to come from, how the economy overall are doing. So that's number one, is just overall revenue growth. Number two is finding employees. We all know that the unemployment rate has been going down. That's certainly good news, but it's also good news for employees that are looking to move jobs and becoming a little bit more discriminatory about what jobs they want to take. So as a business owner, just like the ones that were surveyed, we're looking to see, gee, how are we going to find good employees? How do we keep them motivated? How do we keep them productive? That's another big challenge on most of our minds. Number three is regulatory concerns. As we go into 2015, many industries are still facing regulations. Not only that, the Affordable Care Act, that's really coming into play in 2015 and 2016. So government regulations, a big concern on small business owners' minds and how they're going to deal with that. And finally, there's managing profits. I mean, growing revenue on the top line, that's really good, but in the end, it's all about cash. So how are we managing our cash? How are we making sure that we are as profitable and as lean and mean as possible? Those are the 4 big challenges that small business owners are reporting in the WASP State of Small Business Survey. Now, just a few other things. Of interest, marketing was interesting to me. 56% of the small business owners that were surveyed plan to invest less than 3% of their revenues on marketing, which is really, really low. Most marketing experts recommend spending anywhere from 10 to 20% of your revenues on marketing. Less than 3%, not so good. So we're going to be talking in a future video segment about some marketing ideas to grow your business. Not only that, 38% of small business owners plan to hire, and that's really, really good news for the economy, and certainly those numbers are up over prior years. Having said that, there are some issues when you're planning to hire. Where you find people, how do you manage people? I've got some ideas for you in a future video segment. By the way, of those 38% that plan to hire, 46% of them are going to hire 6 employees or more. So that's good news for overall. Bottom line is this: most of the business owners that I talk to, certainly the ones that responded to this survey, they're looking for 2015 to be a good year. Not explosive, but a pretty good, moderately growth year. They're going to add some employees, make some investments. That's all good stuff. In future video segments, I've got some ideas to share with you, some trends to share with you that will help you manage this growth in 2015 and actually a few years beyond that. We'll see you back here soon.